All right, hello Facebook, Coach Garrison. Hey, bring it on in, bring it on in. Everybody bring it on in. Whether you've been in a sports team or not, involved in sports, you are on some type of team. So bring it on in, come on in. Hey, warm-ups now, right? If we're doing particular sports with agility, we want to get our bodies, want to get our minds ready. Hey, we want to get our preparation in, our flexibility, because we're getting ready to get down tonight. Okay, Coach Garrison, 1st and 10. I'm Coach Vernon Garrison, certified life coach. That's all I'll say. Certified life coach, personal trainer, personal development. Wherever you want to go with this, I coach what's there. I have no authority over the entity that I refer you to, and we're all in this together. And tonight, we're going to talk about how to work with a team. Now, this is not going to be your ordinary teamwork scenario. This is coming from a personal coach, a personal development position. So I won't say parental discretion is advised, but I will say this is going to be a rated G conversation, meaning good, meaning tough. Maybe this show might not be for you if you're not ready to think, if you're not ready to go into this intellectual battleground with me when it comes to teamwork. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about what we're going to do as much as I'm going to talk about how we're going to do what we're going to do. We're about to win. We're about to let you show up in your own life. So we're going to talk about the team members and what people play and what positions people play in our lives. This is the extreme version of teamwork. So teamwork. So bring your own ideology if you like. I don't know. Maybe you should put that down and join Coach Garrison and open your mind and see if you can grab just a few moments of this show. Like I say, it might be too much. I might have to put this show into 2 parts. But this is going to be challenging. So grab a seat, get on the sidelines, or however you want to get involved in this show. These coaching aspects are straight professional and areas of mindfulness, of consciousness that I want you to enjoy. So how to work with a team. At first, we want to talk about the team members. And the team members that I want to describe to you are in what you call the positions that people play in our lives. The first team member that I believe everyone has on their team is a defiant person. The term defiance, meaning they usually fall on the opposite side of what we're actually believe in and how we want to play. And usually there's a person at work or on whatever team that you're on. There's sort of defiance. It's sort of a safety mechanism that keeps people from jumping in head first. And some people play that role. And then there are people who are defined in their personalities. And then there are people who are defiant by design. They want to just sabotage some of the things that we're doing because they perhaps are jealous or anything of that nature. My goal tonight is to bring these elements just to make you mindful that there are people who have intent on being these and playing these positions. The other person that you might have on the team is someone that's devious, someone that is strategically at odds, not involuntarily, not because they're a different person, not because they hate you, but they are or don't like you or don't agree with your position. They're just straight devious people. And let's see, are devious people the ones who like to put on practical jokes? Is that one and the same? I don't know. I don't do practical jokes very well, like scary things or laying in a casket. Somebody laying in a casket and you walk to the casket and they get up and scare you. So devious people, to me, that's relevant to what they do. and how they do it. Is a white lie devious? Sometimes white lies are put out just to keep things from getting worse, or to save that person's life, or to save your life, because a white lie will be like, I'm not going to tell you the whole truth, because if I did tell you the whole truth, then, this could be a whole lot worse. But you have a devious person that's likely on your team. So think about who these people are. You also have a strategic person on your team. They may not be the most vocal on the team. You may have to ask them. You may have to probe them to get a strategy out of them, or they may see you just about to run off the cliff and they're going to say, hold on. What are you doing? This is the way I think that it should be done. Or there may be that quiet person, that intellectual person that's on the team. Okay, that strategic person could be the wise guy. You know, the one that says, no, we don't need to go that way. We need to go 3 miles up here and turn right that way and then go behind this way, and there's going to be a pursuit route. So that strategic person on the team. Who's the strategic person at work? You can kind of get them mixed up with the ones who want to tell everybody what to do. But is that what you should be doing, and you just don't like the way that they tell you what to do? Okay, so they come in all shapes, forms, or fashions. Remember, as the coach, if you're a coach, you recognize these people. If you're not a coach, I'm just letting you know that there are, not letting you know, but I want you to be mindful, not so you can use everybody, but so you can learn to communicate based on the positions that people have in your life. Now, you have the novice player. Some people get the novice player or the inexperienced person mixed up with the weakest link. Okay, so the novice person asks a lot of questions. The novice person is the ones you don't think should be there when at a glance. As soon as you meet them, what are you doing here? You're going to find that if you have a team, then you're not only planning to win today, but you got to win next year. You got to win the year after that. So the novice person will develop based on your leadership and role model. So all of you who, this is that person's too young, or that person's this, the novice person, or what you consider the weakest link, is actually going to be and should be your strongest link. Okay. Now, I've talked about several key people that might be on your team. Now, I'm going to talk about your obligations to the team. What are they? Okay. How do you work out? How do you train to lead? Or how do you train to be the strategic person on the team? How do you train if you are feeling devious, and how do you convert that into strategy and a plan of action that you are preparing, because you're sort of a visionary type person, because you're thinking about devious activities that you can do. You're creative enough to see what you call contingency plans of when your team is trapped. You can see entrapment coming because you know how to trap people. Does that make any sense? So, in other words, I'm just going down my list here of making you aware of these things. You also want to consider your experience and your expectations. Everybody wants to start with self. What is your experience? What is your expectations? Now, those two sort of have to balance, because if you're experienced at a certain level and you're over expecting others beyond what you will do or can do or will confront, then you have to have a position with that. I don't play volleyball very well. Looks like I might be able to set the ball or whatever. But what do I look like going out there coaching a volleyball team if I don't play volleyball? So if I'm going to coach, I'm going to have to coach from the aspect of coaching and teamwork and setting the skills and learn those skills. So if you come in without experience, it needs to be congruent with your ability to coach. And if you're out of that zone, then people are saying you're doing something they shouldn't be doing. And they may not be listening to you. You're saying one thing and getting different results. So if you get promoted and if you've never done the job before, so there's the opportunity for you to be, show humility in that respect. So I guess in this first show, we're talking about the elements of the team, and in the next show, we'll talk about the way that these teams communicate and receive and send. Okay, receive and send. I told you this was a big class today. So if you've already gotten too much already and this is over your head, then maybe, this is not for you. But if you're going to stick with me and get the golden nuggets out of this, you're going to learn how to coexist. You're going to learn how to solve a problem, and you're going to learn how to come back from a deficit. You're going to learn how to write an action plan, and you're going to learn how to check progress or the lack thereof, and you're going to learn some elements of conflict resolution and reunification. You're going to learn how to win with your family, and you're going to learn how to win in sports, how to win in the workplace, how to win in politics, and you're going to learn how to place yourself in that zone. You may not learn to master these skills yet, but I'm going to put you out there where you're going to learn to train work. You're going to learn to deal with outside elements. You're going to learn to deal with this action plan that during the day, you're saying, I want to get from point A to point B. Well, how do I do that? The spiritual aptitude, the physical elements of it, the mental elements of it, all of those have to be by design so you can change your paradox, your perspective, and you can become one in the spirit with the connection with the Creator, with God. You can become one with your own mind, understanding that you've been passed down certain DNA elements and limitations that help construct you as a body, soul, mind, and spirit. So this has become an awakening, and now that you see that I understand what you want to understand and that we'll both understand, and that's communication between a team. How do you didn't think it was so dynamic, but all of these positions of people are around you. Now, last 2 minutes of this show, we're going to run this in pretty hard. You are responsible for the team. You cannot disassociate yourself from the team, from your race, from your beliefs, from your culture. You cannot disassociate yourself and then get the different results than what your environment sometimes dictates. I know that was a lot, but that means you were born here in America. If you start speaking African, you start speaking a foreign language that nobody pretty much knows around here, you won't get very far with that. So I'm not saying you can't become a different person than your environment has created, but I want you to become a different person within the environment that you're in. Okay? So we're going to continue to work with these elements on our next show, dealing with the teamwork and the process. And then the next show, I'm going to actually show you hands-on of how you change from within, how you change the spirit around you, how you push negativity away, repel negativity, and bring in positivity. I didn't say bring in money. The laws of attractions do apply in a lot of ways spiritually, but walking by faith and not by sight and being blessed, those things are because you are becoming one. You are having harmony in your spirit. People notice it. God notices it. Everything starts to happen for you. So it's not magic. It's not witchcraft. It's you being mindful of the dynamics that you are and getting stronger every day. That's the expectation. That's the expectation. So spend a little time with me as I'm going really deep, not to confuse you, but to help myself, because I have a whole lot in me that I got to put out there. And it's my obligation and it's my spiritual goal to release it so I can become lighter and rise up and meet the goal and the vision that God has sent and set in my life. So thank you. This is Coach Garrison. 1st and 10. Whew, we're carrying the ball. We're rolling. Thank you, Facebook, for this is a lot of words going on here. but stick with me for just a few moments. Then you can change the channel and then change it right back. All right. See you on the next part of the coaching aspects of a team.